folks, welcome back to the channel. Really do appreciate you being here. If you are new here, hey, how you doing? My name's Chris and I'm building a business that suits my lifestyle. Now, in these videos, and welcome to my warehouse by the way, in these videos, the whole purpose of these is two things. Number one, I'm documenting my journey. We've been building this business for the last 5 years. We've only actually been in this warehouse. It's coming up to 9-10 months. Crazy journey to get here, and definitely still figuring out a lot of it. And we've gone from starting at home, buying from the thrift shops, moving to storage units, doing a bit more wholesale, and then moving into this warehouse. And now we've really changed the way we operate. There's been a lot of challenges with that, and I document that. I share the decisions I'm making, the the things that we have to deal with, the problems we have to solve, obviously all the ups and all the downs, and I share all my financials and everything like that in between. We have a wonderful team here. They help get all the work done as well. And my job now is really just continuing to build the business into the future, opposed to doing the day-to-day operations. But the second reason why I document this journey is to inspire, motivate, and encourage you to go out there and go after your dreams. It doesn't have to be about eBay, it doesn't have to be about reselling, it doesn't have to be about even e-commerce. It's more about that you can start from zero, you can build whatever it is that you want to build, go out there, get it done, and create the dream life that you want. And one thing I will say though is here I am, I document this. There's lots of things that I do know. There's lots of things that I don't know. I'm not here to tell you how to run your business. I'm not here to tell you how to do eBay. I'm not here to tell you how to make all that happen. I will share hints and tips and tricks and things if I can. If you've got a question, I'll do my best to get you the best answer. But really, that's not the purpose here. It's really me documenting, come along for a day in the life, a week in the life, and see how it's done, how I'm doing it. And all these opinions are my own, and obviously my own experience. So yeah, that's that. If you're interested, there is timestamps down below. You can click through, jump to what you want to watch, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We also sell on Whatnot. We do a few different things. We mainly sell clothing, and we do dabble in the e-waste area as well. So that's a lot to take in, isn't it? And I appreciate you being here. It is 7:03 in the morning. I've just gotten in myself. Actually feeling a bit weird in the stomach, but maybe I just didn't eat something too well yesterday. But anyway, just gotten in. I have actually already put the phones on charge and just getting myself set up. But it's a new week. It is the last week of October this week. And look, it's been a challenging few months. I'm not going to lie. We've had some big challenges in terms of sales. We've had big challenges in terms of keeping costs down. Now, if you don't know, I actually brought on someone else. Actually, I brought on 2 more people in the team from July, and then as early as must have been September or August. And that has obviously increased a huge cost profile to our business, but it has enabled us to get ahead, or it's enabled me to get ahead and start planning for the future. So some of that is still catching up, and it hasn't gone as the whole idea of having staff has gone better than expected, to be honest. But in terms of the money return on that, hasn't really trickled through yet. So that's definitely one of our biggest challenges at the moment. It's a good problem to have, mind you, because it's pushing me to think outside the box, and that's what I love. So come along for the journey. I'm just going to get myself set up, and then I'll give you an update of how the weekend went, where we landed last week, and what's on for the week. All right, team. So where did we land last week? And actually, we ended up doing I think $30 more than my target. So we finally hit some KPIs. It's been a while. In terms of the weekend, it actually has picked up pretty well. I can't complain. We've got 66 orders to go out. We're still sitting on 105,000. So just averaging that, keeping it up and down basically. But in terms of where we landed, so for the weekend we did $3,476 worth across 66 orders, so it's about $52 an order, and that's obviously an order, not items. And we ended up on, for week 250, $9,696, and the target was $9,615. So we're definitely still a few challenges there, but we made it happen. Now, some big things happening this week. I mean, there's always big things happening, but we've got washing coming back. I'm probably not going to send out any washing. I don't have everyone in today, but we've got, what have we got? we got here? So we've got washing coming back, and then of course we've got this. So I think we're good till probably Thursday at least. I might just have washing picked up on Thursday, but we got to get all that happening, get it all sorted. One of the goals for this week is to get the RM Williams counted. I do have a potential buyer buying out the rest of the RM Williams, so I want to get that sorted. And then other than that, there's a few little things happening over in the e-waste space. Potentially have e-waste coming this week if they're back on normal routines. I didn't get to finish cleaning up this because we got pulled into the whole plumbing situation last week. Still got to have a plumber come out and do a full root analysis. I will continue to push into some of the stuff in here. Look, there is so many things I could be doing. We've got shoes to be done. We didn't have a whatnot show over the weekend, so hopefully it won't be too crazy for postage, and we can get Dion on the photos as well. There is a few more opportunities in the work, so don't think that's going to happen this week, but probably next week. There's new consignment coming through, both clothing and non-clothing, so a few options there. And then I've got to start to just clean up all this stuff here as well. So really that's what I want to get done. A few moving pieces. First things first for me, just as I said, just gotten in, so I'm going to get my listings done while I wait for Dion to get in, and then we'll get into the day. We're going to do some briefing on some things, and yeah, we should kick off the day with a kind of like a bit of a chit chat, banter, just catch up on things, see what's happening, priorities for the week. There's still a few unknowns of some stuff that we're working through at the moment, a few challenges, and it's all part of it. But at the same time, juggling organizing getting married, and organizing going to the Philippines, getting a house, all these different things. So it's never a dull day, folks. There's lots of things going on. So anyway, let's get to it. I'm going to do some listings and get it happening. All right, folks. Dion has done a monster effort in getting out all the stuff that is going out. It's actually, we haven't had, well, I think this is probably bigger than last week actually, and it's not even the whatnot stuff. So we've got lots of all sorts going out. We've got lots of pants, we've got lots of jackets, we've got lots of tops, we've got fleece, we've got jeans, we've got literally everything. We've even got some RM Williams going out. Whole bunch of toys, cameras, video games, some radios, big bundle of all those iPads from last week. We did sell a PlayStation 2 as well, and then a whole bunch of jackets in here as well. So it's actually been a pretty good weekend. Can't really complain. Nice full one. And now let's just hope this does include a few things from this morning as well. Let's just hope that we can keep this rally happening for the rest of October, into November and into December, and it'll be happy days. But now we've got to get it all packed, and washing should be here very soon as well. And I've got my guy come and pick this stuff up that we didn't take, and still got to sort through these jackets though, but hopefully we'll have all this clear today, and then like I said, we've got to start making space for some other things that are arriving, and probably in another week or so we've got that other consignment deal coming, so it's all happening. Alright team, we have the washing back, a whole bunch of different stuff. I actually can't even remember what we sent. It looks like we've got jackets, puffers, jeans, pants, women's, there's some shorts and jeans in here, so a good bunch. And yeah, my washing lady's also going away, so it means we won't have as much coming and going for the next week, but I think we're all good for probably till next week Thursday. Alright team, washing is all flat laid. We've got women's, more jackets, tops, and backfilled the pants as well, so we're going to be pretty busy. Alright team, lunch is done. We've already done all the postage as well. There's this bag and that bag and all those boxes. I'm still just working my way through all of this stuff, slowly but surely, and just prioritizing if there's quick wins or not worth it. The other thing, so we spoke about that, we're going to do the RM Williams, but I realized can't do the RM Williams, get that down until I've handled all this. So that's going to be tomorrow's job. I'm going to have to just smash that out. And then probably do a little bit of a cleanup down this way, get some things up out of the way as well. So it's going to be a busy one tomorrow, I think. Team's doing the photos now, and yeah, the idea is I want to make some more space here. We might end up putting one more of these up there as well, but I'm actually thinking, yeah, I've got to see what's here and what we're going to prioritize. But need to make this space, need to finish doing all that. Someone is coming to pick all this up today, hopefully. So, and I haven't really shuffled anything too much here because I know that we've got e-waste coming at some stage, and yeah, well, I want it to be easy access. So it's kind of like a chicken and egg scenario. All right, team. I've made some good progress over here, just thinning things out, and now I'm just moving a couple of things over here so I can shuffle things from here to here, knowing that we're going to have to do all this anyway tomorrow. So just doing it, getting started. All right, team, finally making some progress. We've spent a bit of time just kind of problem solving how we're going to shuffle a few things. So now I've got all the stuff that originally we had in there for the whatnot shows. It's now down here. This will be coming down tomorrow. Should be able to get in there with the walkie stacker. This we're just holding off until the rest of the media arrives, which I'm not sure if still today. I know I've got 40 boxes arriving in the next, I'm just going to say 30 days. So that's going to go here-ish. This stuff, which is actually for wholesale, but it looks like a lot of people are not on wholesale at the moment. It's going to get put up there. These ones, these are repair jobs. They're going to get put up there, or at least over there. This is the rest of the washing that's got to go out, which is good because this will shuffle down a little bit. This will shuffle down where I'd fit the 40 boxes here, no worries. The only thing we have to keep in mind is we've got the other consignment deal coming this week, next week as well. So, however, that's about 1,000 or 800 items. It doesn't have to be washed, it's already been washed. So that will just go straight to there. Continuing to clean this stuff up here, and we will continue to do some shuffling down here tomorrow as well, because there's some space there. Once that comes down, we'll put some more things up here. I think we'll make some good progress actually, and if we need to, we can go up. May as well make the most of it. I don't really want to put too much of that stuff. Can't see what I'm doing. Where's the screen? Hey! There we go. Don't want to put too much of that stuff up here because I want to make sure we're keeping ourselves honest and always, cycling through it. Just otherwise it will just get, lost. Like just delayed in doing. And then this is the Disney stuff in here now. Still got to deal with this and this. That's for another whatnot show, which I've obviously postponed at this point. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff that's just getting sorted here, and that will probably get pulled out. Got to finish dealing with that. Right, so I've still got a few things to get done, but I'm happy with the progress. All right, team, we're at the end of the day. Finally we're not done. This has just got everything on wheels at this point. So I've still got to finish cleaning up this stuff, but we're able to gain. This used to actually be here. So we've actually gained all that space back. Once these tables are finished up, which will hopefully be tomorrow, we'll have all this extra space in here. Everything else is now on movable tables. Obviously, this is not how it's going to be. It's just got it so I could clean the floor just now. Didn't have the e-waste come, didn't have the people come pick up the other stuff, so I don't know, that's a bit of annoying, but it is what it is. And I think so tomorrow's plan will be, we do the R.M. Williams, at least get it down, start to shuffle this stuff together, and yeah, I think that's going to be doable. I've got to move that out. I'll do that tomorrow because it's 4:20, and we'll reshuffle this a little bit, and yeah, I think we'll be in a good position, closer to where I want to be anyway, and that's all that matters. All right, team, I am out of here. We've got all the other clothes down here. Hopefully we can fit the walkie stacker in the little groove there to get that down. I'll find out tomorrow. That's it from me, team. I will see you in the morning and we'll be doing it all again. Ciao. Folks, welcome to Tuesday. We're back at it again, and today is a new day. It's a fresh day, and it's an opportunity to get more things done. Now, as you know, there's been lots of exciting challenges over the last couple of weeks, and it's the thing I love about coming in every morning is it's a new day. It's a chance to kind of like reset, think about, what's been happening over the last 24 hours or even longer than that. And it's another chance to give it all a go again. And it's been an interesting evening, I will say nonetheless, because always more interesting to get people's perspectives and opinions of my business. And we're going to talk a bit about that today. That's just fresh on my mind. I'm just getting all these things on charge. That's fresh on my mind. So I'm going to talk about that a bit today. But look, it's a new day. Yesterday we ended up doing about $1,300, which that's pretty good. That's what we want. And I'm also pretty happy to be able to say that we're still heading in the right direction to be able to hit all the, I wouldn't say all the goals, but hit at least the profit for this month, which I know has been a big topic for the last couple of weeks. So if you are new here and you don't know what I'm talking about, so just in case you've jumped around, so we've had some big challenges in terms of sales volume, ASP, and obviously we've had increase of cost as well. And I'm going to break some of that down for you guys today, because I think there's some confusion of how things work in this business and why I do the things I do, like why I decide to go very heavy cost. Yeah, other than that, today we didn't get the e-waste last night. We didn't have anyone else pick up the other clothes. So today's plan is essentially just continue to clean up this stuff, get the RM Williams down, continue to do that shuffling work, and see if we can't get all this a bit more organized. So that's the plan today. I might even do a get wide podcast in a moment. Just going to get all this set up. I'll just see what I'll do, and then yeah, we'll get into the day. So give me a jiffy and we'll get to it. All right, so where did we land yesterday? We landed on $1,269, which wasn't too bad. We're still not hitting the targets where I want to be, but hey, we're definitely getting closer. We've had a higher ASP, which has been obviously a little bit more rewarding. This morning we're already on $280, which is great because we've got some internationals going out. We have dropped back down to 104,000. That's because we've had so many. 90 days ago, we had some big days, like some $2,500, some $3,000 days. So we are really competing against ourselves at this point. 9 sales to go out. I've obviously got to do my listings this morning, so I'll be spending a bit of time doing that. Just going to have a think about if I'm going to do my podcast now or if I'm just going to get straight into the day. We'll see. You'll soon find out anyway. There is some questions I want to answer here on the channel as well. So maybe we'll do that first, and then if I've got time, I'll get into the Get Wide podcast. Otherwise, I'll be filming that later in the week. But picked up a nice little cheeky coffee as well, which is much needed. It's a beautiful morning, absolutely banger of a morning, but it is cold. It's very cold. Anyway, let's go through some questions. All right, so I want to have a serious conversation, and again, I spoke about this last week, and I appreciate people, and I always invite people to, put comments, thoughts. You're open to your opinions, but I also want to make sure that people have all the context, and also that I'll call things out if I don't agree with them. And again, my way doesn't necessarily mean it's the right way, neither does your way, but there is some things that I really want to just get on top of because, and look, I don't think this individual that has left this comment is trying to degrade my business or anything like that. But there is some fallacies in this in which I want to make sure I address and I'll call out. And look, some of it may come across as quite aggressive or defensive. Of course, it's going to be defensive because it's my business. But, I mean all respect to the individual, and I'm not trying to get, personal or anything like that. But just the way I think about these comments. So I've been having these conversations with Nacho Turn for the last couple of weeks, and this one's a big one. It's a real big one. I'm going to have to paraphrase a little bit of it, but basically he's come through and he's edited it multiple times. So I think he's probably reworded it to make it sound a little bit more inviting of conversation opposed to you should do this. Now, just to be frank, look, I'm trying to just have a good conversation about this, but there's a lot of things here that I want to address. So first thing is, he says, nobody can really be a household name on eBay with all due respect. Most people don't even respect eBay as a business, and we're just a microism of that. So this is in relation to me last week talking about some of my dreams and aspirations of where I want to build this business. The first thing about this, I'm sorry, mate, but I'm calling you out on this, is it's like, with all due respect, it's like, I don't know why that is the case. I mean, there is so many businesses that sell on eBay that are household names. Now, I know you're in the United States. I'm in Australia. I believe you're in the United States. And yeah, there's a lot of people don't respect eBay as a business, but the reality is there is so many brands, so many businesses, and so many unique niches on eBay. I think you're putting this whole framing that all of this is eBay, right? My long-term goals is not to be just an eBay seller. My long-term goal is to be a household name. eBay is a component of that, but I sell in other platforms as well. And so that I just want to really just knock off straight away. And how dare you, how dare you say that I can't, pursue my dreams? I think I understand what you're saying, that, it's very hard to create that mentality of people's understanding of your business on eBay, because eBay is such a beast. But in terms of where I want to take my business, and regardless of eBay, other platforms or whatever, that is still my dream and my ambition and my goal. And eBay will be a big component of that. The next part is, this isn't a business that really scales very far. It's a business that has high profit margins. I think you're misunderstanding the landscape. So a couple of things here. I have already scaled this business. We're about to hit our first $1 million. So I can say that I've started from zero and gone to $1 million. And I think also the next point of this is, you say resale is too clunky, too many SKUs, too inefficient to scale beyond 1 million or so maximum. You can scale YouTube if you're popular. You can maybe scale private label on your own website if you're a guru with advertising and designs, but you can't scale selling other companies' stuff secondhand, at least not scale to become famous. This I'm confused by, because one, you're actually putting your understanding, your own belief of what reselling is. Now, just to be frank, yeah, I started as a reseller, but I have no intention of building a reselling business. I am building a business of value, whether I'm selling secondhand goods, end-of-line goods, e-waste goods, or whatever it may be. It's beyond that, right? And just to be frank, have you heard of the business ThreadUp? I mean, ThreadUp is massive, and they have a capital, I think they have a market cap of 1.1 billion, in which they've scaled so far that they have, robots and everything doing a lot of the work that I've got my team doing for them. But, that's not necessarily what I intend to be doing. But I mean, I understand what you're saying is, if we look in the world of reselling and the community we know on YouTube and that space, sure, there isn't many people doing crazy things, but I think you're limiting yourself. I think you're limiting the idea of what is capable, just because we haven't seen. I mean, I don't really follow a lot of other resellers. I mean, I keep up to date with, obviously competitors and what's happening in the market, but I don't go around and watch others. I really just trying to build my own business. But I think you're probably framing it in the perspective of your own understanding. And when you say that this can't be done, I think that's either because, one, you haven't seen it, two, obviously, you're not doing it, so therefore it's not possible. But I have no intention of slowing down, and I have no intention of just giving up because someone says it's not possible. And I know you've reworded this a few times, and I know you're trying to really just have a great conversation. And look, I'm the same. You have said then the mountaintop is tech and sports, and he's now making far more money off real estate and reselling group because he couldn't scale any further and was working employees borderline paid slaves. He required 100 photograph items listings per employee before AI and likely other tasks. I don't condone that at all, but it's polar opposite of your business. Okay, so look, I know Tech and Sport. I don't know him personally, but I know of him. And in terms of how he has ran his business, I don't know the nitty gritties of it. All I know is now he runs a wholesale business. And I think that's where people get confused. People think of reselling that, okay, I'm going to go buy a t-shirt for $2. I'm going to sell it for $30, flip it, get the money in between, go buy another three $2 t-shirts and do it all again. I mean, if he's selling wholesale, if he's buying wholesale lots for, $1,000 and then flipping for $5,000, I mean, it's a business model, right? I mean, every single business is reselling, when it comes to products, right? I mean, they're manufacturing it or they're getting it cheaper and then they're selling it to someone else and maximizing on capitalism in terms of getting a better bang for buck. I mean, that's how the world operates. And so I think there is some truth to what you're saying. Like, yes, resale or reselling can be very, very clunky, but I think what I'm trying to build is a very, very small part of where I'm at now, right? Where I'm at right now is a very, very small part of that, because where I intend to go obviously will not stay the same. And I've never stayed the same. If I don't know if you've seen my content for the last 5 years, but it has dramatically, exponentially grown. Therefore, yeah, sure, there's things that can be done better, but a lot of my margins, my extra profit that I have, I've just put back into the business, doubled down to reinvest. And I focus more on, building the business opposed to soaking in profits. And yeah, I get you. Profits is really important for the business, but I've come up with a lot of challenges and I've figured it out. I've solved the problems. I've made it work. I had so many people tell me that, Chris, you cannot build a business selling clothing. We're still here. They told me that 3 years ago. They said it to my face. And people telling me that you can't do this, washing all your clothing. I wash all my clothing. I still make it happen. And, that's a value service that I want to provide. It's not about me being, well, one, yes, it is eBay policy, but secondly, it's not about like me being just, no, I have to do it this way, but it's like, that's the value, that's the service, that's what I want to provide to my customers, right? Now, there's some really good points that Nacho's brought up, talking about the second component of this conversation, this question, this message is, I'm glad you're making changes and I really hope you go to war with your margins, because I think you had a better business years ago when the margins were higher. Of course, like they were. There was a lot, there was a lot more cash in the business. If you can maintain the sales and boost the margins, then it's a real miracle. It's not just employee the major fault. It's likely your choices, as you alluded. Are we bringing washing in-house or hopefully having employees doing it for you and not some expensive third-party markup service, etc., etc.? So that, again, I think there's a misconception here. I outsource that because the team's time can be leveraged better. There is ideas about bringing in the washing, but from running the numbers, yeah, sure, I could bring it in and do it just at a smaller scale. But if I'm going to bring the washing in-house, I'm going to want to do it so that I have the ability to be able to wash 10x that I'm washing right now. I would absolutely smash it in that sense, because then it makes sense to do it. Because if I'm going to be washing, I'd rather be washing, 1,000 items, like with big industrial machines, than just washing 100 items if it's going to take exactly the same time. Higher cost, but in the long run, it means we have the ability to be able to, get it listed, get it sold quicker. And there's been a number of ups and downs and things that we've thought about bringing that in. And at the moment, it still does not make sense for the short term. And knowing that if I was to bring in a lot of washing space here, it's going to take up more space. It's an additional cost, and also I have to make good with it. So there's some caveats around what I can and cannot do, and what I'm willing to invest in while I'm still here. Now, look, I'm in this warehouse for 5 years. We haven't even done our first year yet. So that might change in 1 or 2 years. But at this point, it does not make sense short term. And then you said, et cetera, whatever is causing you to spend $17 to launch one listing, that's what you need to declare war on before it's too late. Now, I'm not spending $17 to launch one listing. Obviously, I have a cost of good. I have team members. I have, basically, if I bring up my numbers, if I put all my expenses, every single expense, every expense that exists, not necessarily to list the item, but just every expense that exists per month, if I ran it down to an item, basically we're saying the average cost to sell. Now, the average cost to sell since January is $29.29. That's brutal, right? But that incorporates everything. And every year as we grow, like, so for instance, back in June, which was the end of the financial year, I did my best month ever. Profit-wise, I did $14,000 net profit. And May was $7,000, April was $6,500. So we were able to grow that up. And because I was able to do that, I took that money and I invested in hiring more staff, invested in some, like I've got the walkie stacker, I've got a whole bunch of other shelving and some things in the business to, again, increase the ability for us to execute. And of course, that cost gets averaged out across everything that we spend. Now, the one thing that I find a little bit weird, personally, is you said, I really wouldn't say this if you were in USA competing with me. Just to be perfectly honest, I'd watch you slip away like many that I've seen before. But you're in Australia, so I'm just telling you exactly what I would do. We all want to be CEOs, but honestly, the world is worse off for it. Sometimes, most of the times, we just need to get our hands dirty and get back to work. This is a reselling operation. It's no corporation, man, and it never will be. Maybe the next business can be that. I appreciate it, but like this is your own limited belief. This is your understanding of how you see how far it can go, where the ceiling's at, what you're capable of, and what do you think is possible in the realms of what we've seen in the community. And I mean no disrespect to that, because I couldn't even fathom doing what I'm doing now 5 years ago, but I'm doing it because as I do more, I understand what the capabilities are, what's possible, and where the limit is. And in my mind, the limit is endless. We can go as far as we want. And I say it very clearly, like, I'm not here to build a reselling operation. I'm building a small business. And that small business, hopefully, will be turning over more than $1 million a year. And, you know, I'll have more staff members. We'll have a few other little side businesses that I plan to incorporate into this broader business. We already have the e-waste arm. There's a few other contracts that we're working on at the moment. We have the clothing. We've started more and more consignment stuff. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Just because the reselling is the business model, I'm going to be a corporation. I mean, I turned into a company early next year. We have some amazing plans of where I want to take the business, and I'm not going to, you know, fall victim to, you know, me sharing my dream and then someone else saying that it's not possible. I appreciate all the points, and there's some really fair points. Profit needs to go up, but my priority isn't about, you know, soaking in cash at this point. As much as I want it, I'd rather take that money, put it back into, you know, working with the team, upskilling the team, because it creates more in terms of value generation. So we talk about, you know, you go buy a t-shirt for $2, you sell it for $30. Maybe after profit, you're able to go buy 3 more t-shirts and do the same thing again. You're compounding, you're doubling down, you're multiplying. Well, what I'm doing is I'm doing that exactly with the business assets, be it the team members, be it the processes, be it the systems that we have in place, be it the assets that we have to leverage. My team members, as I continue to upskill them, means I don't have to do everything, which means they can make the same decisions that I was making, which means our ability to execute multiplies and compounds in terms of speed, efficiency, and the ability to get stuff done. And that's really, look, I appreciate the message, and none of this, I'm trying not make it personal. I mean, I obviously can take some of this very personal because it's my business, but I appreciate the conversations. I really do. And, you know, you probing this and challenging this. And I've been in these situations before where things are tight and things are messy, and I figure it out. And, you know, I've got nothing to prove to anyone else. Like, I am proving this to myself. I want to create this. I mean, I document this not to tell other people how to run their business. I am very clear on that. There is some really great ideas that I've had from a lot of people coming to me saying, hey, have you thought about this? And it's been game changers with the business. And there's some things which I'm like, you know, it doesn't make sense at this point. And of course, I'm the one that's accountable and responsible for that. I have to be the one that lives by those decisions. And I've made some pretty risky, gnarly decisions, getting the warehouse, getting all that stock, hiring more people. And, you know, I haven't necessarily seen the return on investment yet, but, you know, I play the long game, right? At the moment, you know, it's not amazing, but I think where I think people get confused is the amount of people that tell me they see my numbers, if we're speaking purely numbers, and they say it's just not worth it. Well, unfortunately, I'm sorry, it is worth it for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. Like, this brings me joy, it brings me happiness, and it's excitement, and it helps me become a better version of myself. If you don't think it's worth it, that's because it's not worth it for you. But you're also not working towards what I want. And it's not about that my want is better or worse than anyone else's. What you want or what everyone wants in their life, I encourage, go get it. Like, go chase it. Go, you know, further your lifestyle and get what you want. And, you know, don't let the people tell you that you can't achieve what you want to achieve. Just because it's not feasible or visible in this point in time doesn't mean it won't happen, right? Imagine if J.K. Rowling accepted her rejection, you know, the first 12 times when they said Harry Potter will never be a success. yet it's now one of the biggest global brands in terms of, media or movies and TV shows, because they're obviously doing the TV show that's about to be released. And that's 20 years later, right? Or even longer than that. So that is beautiful in the sense of you do not know the power you have until you go do it. And do not let other people push your dreams down. So I will refuse to accept when people tell me I can't achieve what I want to achieve. I don't know how that's going to look like. It's going to be messy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a roller coaster. But I'll keep showing up. I'll keep adjusting. I'll keep pivoting, and I'll keep figuring it out. And we'll get there. Great conversation. Open for it more. Again, trying not to make it personal or get defensive too much by this. But I will stand my ground and protect what I'm working towards and what I believe in, because I wouldn't change it for the world. And I'm very super proud of where I've gotten to, but I'm more excited to where I'm going to be. Good stuff. Continuing on. So there was also a message from JD. I really appreciate your message, mate. Saying 100% agree with your thoughts on creating a brand that will last. Some people don't seem to understand that in order to create a business that will not only last but grow means reinvesting profits. It means giving up and taking home a higher wage in order to maybe hire workers, buy better equipment. But it also means, and I feel many miss this, that your business increases in value. That is just as important, especially in terms of potential one day selling your business. Now, me and JD have spoken before. This is a really good point. I think look, frankly, I don't have this all figured out. I do not know where I'll be in 5 years. I know where I want to be in 5 years, but this is really the epitome of it all, right? Is I'm trying to build something that is beyond myself, bigger than myself, that is value generation, that creates a value service or provides a value service of product delivery or, whatever it is we're selling to customers. And that may not only be just the product quality, but also the way they receive it, how they received it, how quickly they received it, the quality of it in terms of, is it washed, is it cared for, has it been well looked after, but also working with, my business, we also work with a lot of other businesses and building those relationships, building those partnerships and building out an ecosystem in which we thrive together. There's probably, sure, I could get rid of all my staff and, I'll have a lot more profits. Just this year alone, in terms of wages, and this is a little bit of consignments as well, I've spent actually, that's probably not a good way to look at it because it's got the consignments in it. Let me pull up the other numbers and I'll put it in detail. But if I look at how much I've spent in wages this FY, so since July, I'm sitting on $21,890. Now, if I didn't have staff, I probably wouldn't have the results I would have right now, simply because, there's things that they can do better than me. There's things that I prefer people to do than me. And there's things that I don't want to do. So I've outsourced those things simply because it gives me the ability to go do other things. Now, I could have $21,000 extra dollars in my bank. If I had an extra $21,000 in the bank, right now we're sitting at only $10,000 profit for the year. Like, this is from July. So if I add another 21,000, that gets us to 31,000, right? 31,000 over 162,000. That's how much revenue we've done. We'll be sitting at about 20% net profit. Yeah, that would be great. But, in the long run, the compounding effect of and I explained just before, the compounding effect of having those investments, building the team out, building the processes, the systems, and everything that we're leveraging, is only going to compound in the long run, as assuming I can keep up the momentum, right? So I'm not just saying it's just going to figure itself out. I have to make sure things are in place to make that happen. But I really appreciate your comment, JD, vote of confidence. And I think a lot of people do miss this. And I think they get so stuck in this reseller mindset and not look at it from a business perspective. I'm not looking at it from like, oh yeah, I want to go flip items. I'm looking at it, so no, I want to provide a constant quality product service to customers. And whether it be outfitting, whether it be, goods or pre-owned goods or rehoming goods, and, get people the stuff that they want, as quickly and, efficiently and at high quality as possible. That's, be it eBay, be it whatnot, be it, business to business, be it wholesale, be it direct to consumer. off platform. There's so many ways we can do it. And I think a lot of people need to really rethink their business models and ideas of what this is. If this is a side hustle, if this is a part-time gig for you, that's fine too. But this, to me, is beyond just a side hustle. This is something that is enabling me to create a dream, make it possible, and hopefully one day, I might have other offices, other warehouses across the nation, internationally, all these different places. But, for me to say that to people, I think people think, oh, this guy's dreaming. I am dreaming. Like, that is my goal. I think that's the separation, right? So, look, I don't have to convince anyone because I've convinced myself, and I'm going to work towards building that and making that possible. I don't know what else to say, really. Good chat, JD. All right, haven't really done much. I've just been doing the Get Wide podcast. I've had obviously some couple of chats and conversations with you, which I'm fired up. I'm really fired up because, and I really want to say a big thank you to Narayna. I was having a chat to Narayna the other night, and we, a lot of the stuff that I talk about now, let me say that again. A lot of the things that give me doubt, frustration, the things that make me nervous, mentally, when it comes to the challenges in the business. A lot of them I already know the answers to, and I know that I'm able to defeat them, but it can get overwhelming. And having friends and people that you can talk to and bounce ideas and get perspectives and hear different ways of how it can be perceived is really great. And I want to say a big thank you to Narayna. She's been a really good support, encouragement, a good bouncing board. And there's lots of you that I've chatted to, and I really appreciate it. That's why the comments, I do encourage the comments because it helps me think of things differently. Great ways to share ideas and give back as well. Anyway, I'm going to stop chatting and yapping now. I'm going to actually go do my listings, and Dion will be here shortly. We'll have our debrief, and then we'll get into the day. Lots happening. I'm excited. I'm absolutely super excited. All right, team, we've got the postage going out now. This is cool. We listed these yesterday and they've already sold. We've got a little tech going out. Got a Mac. We've got some, these are just like your 3G, 4G wirelesses. And then just a whole bunch of shirts. And there is a pair of jeans. And there was one jacket over there as well. So pretty slim pickings here, but one of these has gone international. I think it was the jeans. They've gone to the UK. So nice little win there. Other than that, it's yesterday's ASP was actually pretty good. Like, it was close to like $59, and we had a really good run yesterday. It's kind of slowed down now, but hey, day is young. All right, team, listings are done. Now to charge on. So we're going to continue to clean all this. I want to tackle all those jackets over there, and then I think we're doing a bit of planning with Dion about all this space here, that this table's probably a little bit redundant. We probably don't really need it. And I'm thinking once we get the RM Williams down, we're going to have to do some counts and just double check things. That this stuff, like all of the boxes and stuff, might make more sense to go there with some of these shelves. And we use this space for more clothing storage or some racks and different stuff. So definitely a few different options that we can do. Hopefully the e-waste comes today because we still need to finalize all this as well. Anyway, let's get to it. All right, team, all of this is almost done. I've just made up a wholesale lot for some other stuff as well, just because I found a whole bunch of other stuff that I realized I hadn't done. So just sold that as well. Looks like 115 plus postage for a whole bunch of items. Just some quick wins. And then this will be done and move on to the next thing. Alright, team, almost finished all this stuff. I'm just doing a huge big bundle of Lego actually, just getting this done and dusted, getting it listed, and I will list this straight away just see if we can get it sold. This is stuff that we had from a previous Lego buyout ages ago. We're thinking about just parting it out, but I think we're just gonna try and move it all as one big collection, see if we can get top dollar for it. Lots of figures, lots of fun in here. So yeah, wish us luck. All right, team, we finally got things in a cleaned up state. That stuff we still got to deal with, but so in terms of all the RM Williams, so there's all of this, and then There's potentially a few bits and bobs in here, but it's mainly that, and there's some stuff under there. So I've just got to work out when we pull this down, which I'm not going to do today because I've got to, anyway, got to really think about where I'm going to put it until it gets picked up. So just got to think about that as well. And that stuff up there has to go up here. So probably end up putting it here. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We'll shuffle that across that way. Okay, maybe I can do some of that actually. Good news team, just had a phone call and the e-waste is on its way. So it should be here around 4 o'clock, which helps me kind of now just plan what I want to do, because I'm going to shuffle a few things here, get that out so I can, anyway, I'm going to do that right now. And it actually makes me think maybe I should actually get the R.M. Williams down, because I should probably actually do that now. Because now that I know that the e-waste is coming, I'm going to have to use the walkie stacker. But once I get everything in here, it's going to be very hard to move. So it's probably actually optimal to do this now. Woohoo! So much space. No, we're almost done. So I managed to get the R.M. Williams out. I got all the market stuff out. We put that one up there, which gets some stuff out of the way. What I haven't put out of the way is all those bags, because I don't have time. I've got a meeting in 13 minutes and the e-waste comes at 4. So those ones will probably end up going underneath, or maybe up where the R.M. Williams was, but not today. My focus is to get this back in there just so it's out of the way, and I've got to challenge myself to get this market stuff all done and dusted. A lot of it's just low end. There are some bangers in there, but probably end up donating a lot of it to backpacks where it makes sense, and get them some goodies. And the rest will probably just end up going to Savers or something. So yeah, happy days. I tell you, this is the kind of stuff that when I reflect about what we've been able to achieve, being able to do all this, we just have these different tools, the assets, the things to be able to make these things happen. Because when we need to shuffle, when we need to change, when we need to adjust, we can literally just do it. And can be super flexible. Obviously, oh, there we go. Obviously, a lot of my business is a bit of a schedule-based business, but routine, scheduled, planned. I know what I've got to do, but then there's times where I have to react. Now, I wasn't going to do the R.M. Williams today, but then what happened was I got the phone call about the e-waste. E-waste is coming today, so it's like, okay, all right, well, I know that once I get the e-waste in there, I won't be able to use the walkie stacker because I won't be able to get it this side. I mean, I could maybe do it this way, but I'm going to have to shuffle everything because we're also getting a media bin. So it's like, okay, we've got to do that. So it's all those things. And because we have the ability to flex, the ability to adjust, we can make it happen. All right, it's 2:54. I've now got a team meeting with John in the Philippines, so I'm going to jump on that. By the time I finish that, e-waste should arrive. We'll get that unpacked by 4:30. I've got to leave at 4:30, but I'm excited because now we get to do the e-waste tomorrow morning. Woo-hoo! All right, I'm going to jump into this meeting. All right, team, it is now 4:30. E-waste just arrived. Woohoo! I'm so happy. I'm going to get into that tomorrow morning. I'm going to get out of here now. Finish my call with John. We've just been planning and thinking about some of the opportunities that are coming up, and I'm excited for it. Anyway, team, I will see you in the morning. Ciao. Folks, welcome to Wednesday. Another day, another dollar. All right, getting straight into it. It's still been pretty quiet. We've dropped back down again. A bit of a challenge. However, I do have some good news. Today is the last amount of expenses that have to be paid for the month. So today, tomorrow, and Friday, essentially just every single dollar we make is profit. It's just a matter of just getting it sold, getting it listed and sold. So I'm going to be prioritizing. I've just gotten in at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to get into this e-waste, see if we can get some quick wins for today. Probably have the team count some R.M. Williams today. We ended up getting all that shuffle done yesterday, so I'm just going to get straight into it, folks. Don't want to muck around, and I'll give you an update on the e-waste once we get into it. I need to put you on charge, actually. You're about to, the battery is about to die, but good chunk to get into. Let's do it. All right, team, Dion's in. He's given the post. I'm halfway through this. I've got probably about 40 minutes to go, so hopefully I can get this done before I got to go to backpacks. All right, team, we haven't quite finished it. We've still got a couple more boxes here to do, and there's a whole bunch of computers over here as well. But we have so far pulled out some pretty interesting stuff. No crazy bangers, but yeah, there's a lot of, there's a lot of cameras actually. Yeah, it's actually probably not too bad. But we've still got a couple more. I'm going to have to do this when I get back. I may be picking up some shorts as well, just to top up the store with shorts, because we've actually been selling, well, we haven't been selling as much, but we have been selling a lot of shorts, which makes sense because the weather's starting to turn on. So we'll see about that. Anyway, I'm going to go to backpacks. Ciao. All right, team. It is now 12:30. Had some lunch. Dion's going to be doing another round of postage. We've had another 11 items come through, which is great. E-waste is all done now. Just got to clean it up, essentially, just finalize all the weights, and then I'll take you guys through what we actually got. But yeah, we've got a good amount. We've got some laptops as well. So I'm going to get that done. There is a chance that I've got some shorts arriving today, which if they do, we're just topping up because we've been moving through quite a lot. We'll probably process them otherwise. We're going to be counting the RM Williams today as well. And yeah, charging on with that. All right, team, we've got all of this done now. We can walk back through. Everything's stacked up over there. I've just got to clean this up. Dion is doing the RM Williams. He's almost done actually. And then, yeah, we're going to get all the things that we wanted to get done today. Alright, team, so we ended up with a good bunch of cameras. I've got my guy coming to get them later this week, hopefully. We've got all the laptops which are down there. And then we've got all the iPads, iPhones, iPods and Samsungs in here. And then the rest of it is kind of like just bits and bobs, remotes, some hi-fi. There's a few other, some MacBooks over here as well. Other than that, it's just, yeah, bits and bobs. A couple of controllers and things, some Wii controllers. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I've got to get out of here at 4 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock now, so I'm just going to probably clean some things up, do some admin, and yeah, wrap it up. Right, team, so we actually had all the shorts come through as well. These are all women's shorts, and all of these as well. We're just starting to put them into washing bags. And then I've got another whole bunch of men's as well. So the reason why we stocked up on these is because, well, I believe summer's going to be a bit of a long one, and we're actually a bit out of shorts still. So just stocked up. I might still get some more maybe before I go to the Philippines, just to be safe. But we got about, I think there was 100 and something in this lot, and 134 in this lot, and then I've got another probably 110, so about 240, 250 shorts, which we'll try and get up as over the next week or two, I guess. I've got to leave here in 30 minutes, so I am all done, really. Just doing a few admin things. I've actually cancelled my stream for tonight because I actually haven't been feeling super flash hot. I actually didn't go to backpacks today. I actually decided not to because I had a blood nose, and then I was feeling lightheaded and had headaches, and I still feel a bit that way at the moment. So just really trying to really just trying to not overdo it, because we've got we've got so many things going on, and I really don't want to get exhausted by doing too much. So I'm just going to take the night off, take it easy. Carla's working late, so I've got to pick her up at 7 anyway, and then we'll probably just go out for dinner and just chill. So we'll do that next week, folks. I do apologize. Disney show pre-bids. We've just taken some photos. We'll do some pre-bids going up. By the time this comes out, we've already done the show anyway. But we do have a card show. That's what I'll tell you. I'll put this up in the whatnot. On the screen. We have a whatnot card show on Tuesday. I actually don't know what time it is. It's either through the day or in the evening. If you want to tune in, we're just finishing off all these cards for Backpack and Big Kids. We've got F1, we've got sports, we've got Disney, we've got a few different things in here. Come on over, grab yourself some steals, and we'll make that happen for you. Anyway, team, I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I said, I've got to leave in a minute, well, 30 minutes, and we're back here again tomorrow doing it all again, hopefully feeling better. Okay. Oh, I'm done. Folks, welcome to Thursday. We're back at it again. I'm feeling so much better than yesterday. Hopefully it's going to stay that way all day. As you can see, have had a haircut as well. Big changes are coming, that's for sure. I do apologize if I've scared anyone because no one saw it coming. All right, so Thursday, just gotten in. It is 7 o'clock. I'm going to just get everything set up here, turn on everything, get the things charging. Today's plan is we're actually going to get into the media. Dion probably will get into the media. I'll probably start to work my way through the e-waste in terms of charging and getting bundle lots made up, and the rest is all focused on getting the media bins done, get that done, and then they'll be able to pick all this up next week. We do have washing coming back. We're not sending any washing out because my washing lady's going away, which is fair enough. She's going away for the long weekend. So yeah, the focus is get the media done, e-waste, just usual bread and butter stuff, I guess. Now, good news is yesterday we did have a pretty good solid run with some sales. Like, things have kind of picked up. I'll actually just take you through it. But one thing that did surprise me, I had a very interesting conversation with a customer. They complained, like, I can't take this stuff just. Very annoying. Anyway, just breathe. Everyone's telling me to just breathe. But this individual complained that we posted the item too quick because they wanted to buy more items, but they didn't communicate with us. So they purchased more items later in the day, and then they didn't reach out. They purchased 3 times across the day. Basically, it was like 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and then 3 p.m. And we posted it all. We didn't combine it because we do postage 3 times a day. Like, you know, so Dion does it when he gets in, Dion does it over lunch, and then he does it before he goes. And this customer is like, oh mate, just wanting you to hold off, because actually after you purchased everything, at 3:30, 4 o'clock, you message saying, I just was thinking about buying some more items. Can you just hold off sending and we'll just get them all combined? And I said, sorry, you've purchased 3 times across the day. You hadn't communicated any time. All the other times you'd bundled the items like in lots, they've already been sent. And they're like, what do you mean? It's pretty common sense to just wait till we tell you to send it. And I'm like, well, I mean, no, it's not common sense. And they said, why are you sending it so quick? And I said, well, we have, same day or one day handling, and you hadn't left any note, you hadn't reached out, you hadn't shared, you had kind of come back, you'd used our combined postage and all this. And then the guy got real sour, pretty frustrated. And then I said, hey, look, in future, just communicate with us and we can, further combine if needed. And I also said, going forward, just, add everything to cart and then just pay once. And they said, oh, well, we want all our money back, like in terms of the, combined postage. And I said, well, we can't, because you've done it in multiple orders. So there's no further combination we can do because there's no savings. And then they started going about, oh, well, you say that you give, discounts when you buy multiple items. We've purchased 7 items. I said, well, yeah, that's if you pay full price. You've done best offers on everything. Anyway, so they got very sour. They stopped replying. I've said, look, we'll investigate to see if there's any discounts we can give you in the morning. But I tell you, I really can't win. Really can't win. Anyway, look, there's some stuff there which, yeah, we could have done better. We probably could have waited. But at the same time, because they paid at a certain time in which there was no indication that they were going to be buying more, why would we wait? It does not make sense. Like, I've got someone that's just paid something right now. Do I wait until they tell me to send it? No, we're gonna pack it and send it straight away. I've got someone that's purchased 2 items. That's their order. Like, they're done, right? So if they had left a note saying, hey, I'm gonna buy another thing later today, can you just wait and then we'll combine it all? Happy days. Happy days. Anyway, so yesterday we ended up doing, sorry to start off all sour. Yesterday we ended up doing pretty good. I don't want to say we're back yet, but we may have potentially actually done our target for the day. So yesterday we did 1,793. Our target is about 1,396 or about 1,400. So we are up on top of that. Oh, that's great. So what's today? Thursday. So we're sitting on about 4,293 at the moment for the week. Obviously, today's just started, so we don't really know where we're going to land, but we're probably working towards doing about that $8,500 at this point. Probably should do the 9,000 now. Today, I'm going to work hard on getting the e-waste done. I've got a camera buyout coming today or Friday, and I've got my laptop guy coming Friday as well. So hopefully we should get probably $600 in, those wholesale options, and then I'll work on my business to business stuff with the phones and stuff with my other customer, and hopefully get another $1,000 there. So yeah, we should end up landing this month pretty good. When I say pretty good, meaning not in the red. I've paid all my expenses other than just I've got to get fuel today, a few other little bits and bobs, but we're sitting at $39,478 in revenue. Profit at the moment sitting at $1,245. So if all goes well, we should land at about $2,500 profit, which I'm really, really happy to do, if not more, considering that I've had to pay wages 3 times this month because it's been the way it's landed, and sales have been down. So at the moment, sales are down compared to the last 2 months. Sales are still down, but we haven't finished the week, so we may get there. We may actually get there. We probably should land on about 40,000 and a half, I think. Maybe 41,000. Anyway, it's a new day. We charge on. I'm going to go get everything set up, and then I've got to do a whole bunch of admin stuff. I've got to do whatnot set up today as well for the Disney show. I've got a card show next week, and I've got to do some other little admin stuff and finish my listing. So it's going to be a big day, lots to get done, and I've got to leave here about 4 o'clock. So let's get to it. All right, team, so what have we got going out? This Little Britain, that was a random sale, actually, that came through. I think it's gone for over $70 plus postage. This one went for a flat 100. Picked this up from an op shop for about $5. That's been sent for about 100 days. Nice little PlayStation 2. And then we've got a whole bunch of, different types of clothing. We've got jackets. We have lots of jeans, actually, some hoodies. Actually, all the stuff that doesn't suggest that it's getting warmer weather, which is a little bit weird. But anyway, is what it is. All right, so Dion's in. He's going to get the postage done. He's going to do some photos. And then I'm about to finish my listings. And then I'm going to get into some of the e-waste. All right, team, we have the washing back. It wasn't a much. We just had sent full 5 bags. So I'm just going to get this flat laid. I've already started on doing a whole bunch of the phones and stuff. And then Dan's already on the photos over there. And then once that's done, we'll get into the media bins. All right, team, it is now 11:50. We've done all the iPhones, all the Samsungs. I'm just about to do the iPods now. And then probably done all the quickest wins of this lot. There's still a few more things here which I've got to investigate, but bundle all these up now. And then there's still all the remotes to do. There's some controllers. We actually sold out of these yesterday. Someone bought 3 of them. So I've got to top up that listing. And there's a couple of phones in boxes, which could be some good stuff, but we'll have a bit look later. Also did some computer stuff as well. All right, folks, so Dion's going to sort the media. Basically, we have to just separate between tape and disc, and we've already got the other 2 bins, which we've already started on, just so you guys can see what it's kind of like the process. A lot of this is just like empty cases, which is a bit unfortunate, because otherwise they'd be really good. But he's going to do that. I'm going to go list all of this stuff, see if we can get that sold. And yeah, we've just been doing a little bit of the whatnot setup as well. I've got to finish doing that. And I've also set up the card show for next week as well. All right, team, Dion has smashed it out, got all the media done. And we did come out with a fair bit of stuff as well. So that's empty. That's all done. So I will get this picked up next week. Probably won't happen tomorrow, but I'll send them an email now, actually. And from all of that, we were able to get out a whole bunch of media. Actually, this whole table has come out of it. Some really good stuff in here, and that's from the last couple. So it's really interesting to see how that kind of comes to life, but hey, easy stuff. So I'll get this emailed out, tell them the weights, and then hopefully get it picked up. Probably won't be tomorrow, but the sooner it's picked up, the sooner we can do more. Yeah. Let's see how much weight. And this is the weight system that we follow. How much disc, how much tape, and then I have to combine it with the stuff from the other day, so not too bad. All right, team, it is now 3:52. I'm nearly done for the day. Dion's just left. I've just done a couple more items of postage, and I've got to leave here. I've got an appointment at, so I need to get out of here and then go pick up Carla as well. So I'm just going to pack up all this over here. But you know, today's actually been pretty good. We're already sitting on $1,000 for the day, so I'm very happy with that. Doesn't really happen that often at this time, not recently anyway. But look, all things considered, today has been a pretty good day. We've got all the media done. Why is this phone not turning off? Got all the media done. I've also spoken to my contacts for the media to see if we can maybe get some more. Like, how do we ramp this up and get some more opportunities? So obviously that's not going to happen overnight. That's just going to happen as it happens. But you know, just getting those conversations happening is really important. So next steps for the media is we've got to count all of this. So we'll probably do that next week when the guy's going to pick it up. Dion has also finalized all of the Disney stuff for me. So he's put it into vintage versus modern, and I think there's about 100 and something vintage, and what is it, 105 vintage and 63 modern, all the way up into about 2006, 2007. So yeah, I think that's it, folks. I'm gonna wrap it up here, get out of here, and tomorrow's Friday, so we'll be back at it again and finish the week strong. We are sitting on $40,000 for the month now, which is pretty good. Can't complain about that. 40,358, sitting at $1,800 net profit after paying all the staff, all the expenses, which is great. And looks like the customer's going to buy all these at, they're going to message me at 4, and hopefully we'll get that sold. So there's probably another, we already sold the iPods. They just went for 250. Hopefully these will go for, it's probably $600 there. Yeah, so that will get us a little bit higher, and then we've still got tomorrow. So we might even get to 42.5, folks. We may just actually do it, and then we may actually still land on our average profit. We will see. Anyway, I guess we won't speculate. We'll find out tomorrow. All right, team, appreciate you. I will see you when I'm looking at you. Ciao. Folks, welcome to Friday. We're here another week, almost done and dusted. It is almost 8 a.m. Just got in. Gonna get all that set up. Dion's about to arrive as well. We do have the boss in today for all you folks that enjoy seeing Carla once a week. She is here. Boop.
Good morning.
And we've got breakfast. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird morning actually. It's really dark and overcast. I think it's going to be one of those hot, cold, confused days, which is, I guess, most days in Melbourne at this point. All right, so the plans today is I've got my laptop guy coming. He'll be here at 9:30. We did end up selling all of this for $660. I've got my camera guy coming at 10:30, and then ewaste is getting picked up Wednesday by the sounds of it. So my focus today will be just continuing to get all this sorted, sell the cameras, sell the laptops, and hopefully finish the I just realized I don't think we have a bag, and hopefully finish the month strong. We ended up doing a fair bit of dollar reduce yesterday. I think we did 2,200. So I will take you through the numbers later today and show you where we land, but I think we're going to be okay. It's we've had quite a bit of a bull run at the last moment there, which is good. Dion's also going to help count all this media, so I can send it to the guy, let him know that what we've got ready to go, and they'll probably get picked up next week. Looks like we're going ahead with the R.M. Williams. The customer has agreed to go ahead. We've just been sizing up to see if we can fit it on a trailer and whatnot. But yeah, happy days. It's all coming together. I'm going to have some breakfast and then we're going to get into the day. Oh, in terms of how we're tracking, I haven't really shared this much this week, but we are sitting on 105,503, and we've got 15 orders to go out this morning. So, woohoo! Right, team, so what have we got going out? We've got obviously all the iPads, the phones, and bits and bobs there. We've got some Lego, we've got some Pokemon, we've got some memory cards for PlayStation and GameCube. We've got a little train set going out, we've got some shoes going out, and then just lots of clothes. There was a lot of shorts in this lot, which is good because we're about to list a whole bunch more, and that's why I really want to do it, because I feel like it's starting to pick up with the shorts already, even though it's a bit late, but hey, I'm not complaining. So yeah, I mean, it's not a huge amount, a lot, but I mean, there was 660 here, there was about 450 here, and then there's probably, these are all probably average ASPs, probably around $25, so a bit of low end. A lot of that has sold in the 50% sale. I'm just prepping for my customers to come. So these are all the laptops. Hopefully we'll get a good little sale out of here. Here's all the cameras that will be going out. Next thing I've got to do is actually continue to sort through this and pick out any of the quick wins and make up some more bundles. Alright team, it's now 10:39 and I'm very happy, man. We sold a whole bunch of cameras, we sold laptops. We ended up doing, it must have been, it was 177 plus 515. Yeah, actually, I've done about $700 there, so that's really good. All done and dusted. Happy with that, and now I'm gonna get back to doing some work. Alright team, just me making up a couple of other bundles. We've got a big camera lot that will be going out, hopefully, well, sorry, we're going to be listing it and hopefully that will sell, and then I've got another camera lot that I've just made up as well. Just continuing to try and move things as quickly as possible. Carla and I are about to nick out. We've got to go pick up some things, and then I've got to click and collect to collect, and then we'll be back here for lunch, and then continue on for the rest of the day, I guess. So lots of moving pieces, but that's the way we rock and roll. Alright team, it is now 3:30. It's all been happening. We finished counting all the media, and that's all ready to go for next week. Well, assuming the individual comes next week, so I've got to send them a message. That's all done, all packed up. We've got video games, we've got VHS, and we've got DVDs and CDs, etc, etc. I've just been doing a few listings of the bundles of cameras, but we ended up with about 725 pieces of media. So that will be going out hopefully next week, and then a whole bunch of other stuff that the individual buys. Here's all the cameras. And then I'm just doing some Macs over here, just getting these done for the weekend listings, and sorting a few more things over here. Carla's gone, she's got an appointment, so I'll be leaving here around 4:30 to pick her up. And yeah, we don't really, it's been actually pretty dead, other than the wholesale stuff that we sold today. We've had like 5 eBay sales today. I'm not sure if it's to do with Halloween and people are just getting ready for a long weekend here in Victoria, or I don't know, it's a bit weird. Dion's now gone, but he's actually going to be here tomorrow. We're doing the Disney show tomorrow, so we'll be doing that at 9 AM. So I've got to clean this up and get this ready now as well. I've still got a little bit of time till I have to get that done. And yeah, other than that, we've just been talking and thinking about how we're going to be expanding the jacket rack system. We're going to be putting some in here simply because we're going to be doing a whole bunch of jackets very soon, and I need to do a stock take on all of this next week. But yeah, we're really going to have to just make some more space for that. So this will all change over the next 1-2 weeks, and yeah, so I'm going to finish these Macs and then start to clean this up, get ready for tomorrow morning, and then it'll be almost time to go. Alright team, there was a question that came through from Darren, which I wanted to make sure I quickly answered before I wrap up for the day. I almost forgot, I do apologise, Darren. Question about jeans. Do you sell altered jeans? If yes, how do you list them in the title? For example, let's say that on the label they say 34 32s, but in the listing they measure up length 30. Would you list them with the original leg or what it measures now? And finally, do you still have success? So yes, we do sell them, and when I say success, it's like, well, we've sold them before, so I guess you define what is successful. We've had people buy stuff and say, oh, we didn't realize it was shorter, but they haven't looked at the listing. So let's talk about jeans in general. Most jeans are usually a little bit shorter than the original tags anyway, after washes or stretch or whatever. So we always list based on the tag, and then we have the measurements in the condition. And if it's more than 2 inches, then the length is out by 2 inches, we actually say shorter than tags or different to tags. But if it's within a two inch I guess distance, we kind of leave it as is, because that's pretty standard stuff. Most jeans will say will shrink or will stretch after wash, etc, etc. When it comes to altered jeans, depending on how much they've been altered, like let's say it was a 34 32s and it's really a 34-25, we may put, there's over 2 ways we do it depending on the types of jeans and what wording we can put in the title. We would either say it might be 34s, 32s, and then in brackets say 25, or we leave it as is, and then at the very end we'll say hemmed or altered in the title, and that way we can put those in the details. So we would have it called out in the condition and in the description, and it's in the actual measurement specifics as well. But we don't really change the tag size, because the tag says one thing and then it's the measurements that's different. So we always keep the tag true to what the tag says, and then call out anything different. But it's only about hemmed and being altered is probably the additional keyword we would put in the title. If it's just shorter, because it's just shorter, we don't put anything different in the title. I hope that clarifies. And yeah, we've sold them before, so we will keep selling them. Sometimes if I was going to an op shop and I saw that they were hemmed or altered, I probably wouldn't prioritize it, but when we get them in the wholesale lots, sometimes we just don't have a choice. So I'd rather sell it cheaper even, rather than have to worry about it. But you'll be surprised, there's a lot of people that probably have the same altered size, simply because they're between sizes or they're a bit bigger or shorter. So yeah, it's probably pretty common. Great question. All right, team, that is a wrap. I'm going to give you my recap shortly. I'm just packing up and getting out of here, making sure everything's off. But I'll do it in the car because I got to go pick Carla up. So I'll give you a recap on the drive there. But you know what? All things considered, the month has panned out to be okay. Right, we got there in the end, worked extra hard, locked in some deals. The e-waste is what saved us. We've done 1,600 from that last 250 kilos since Wednesday, majority of that being today and last night. So very grateful for that, and we still got a little bit left in it. So, but yeah, has been a game changer. We've got all that. That's getting locked in for next couple of weeks. Should be a nice good deal in there, which will give us a nice boost to November. Of course, nothing's done until it's done, so we will see. I'm going to get out of here. I'll give you my recap and my thoughts and everything that I'm thinking about in the car. But yeah, we've just been planning a whole bunch of other things that's going to be changing here, in there. Always constantly changing, but for the better. That's all that matters. All right, team, I will give you the recap in a second. Ciao. Team, all right. Time to wrap up the day, the week. And look, all things considered, as I was saying before, we made it happen. I'm not going to lie, there was some challenges there where I thought maybe we weren't going to make it. And it's been a pretty rough and brutal month in that sense. And look, I think one of the challenges is this month we had to pay staff 3 times, simply because, that's just, we pay fortnightly, and that's how the dates align based on, the start of the month and end of the month. So some of that was just a timing thing, but that's going to happen probably twice a year. It seems to be just a 5-week month. So that will happen again probably next year, I think in potentially April. So, just something else we have to learn to adjust to. Like, that's just part of the flow of it. But, other than that, I get to the end of these weeks and the week's always a blur. I can't remember what I've done. But, we did a reshuffle. We're really just starting to plan again for the end of the year. I've got a lot of things coming and going. I've got a lot of more deliveries to come and a couple more deals in the work, which hopefully will get all wrapped up before the end of the year. Especially the consignment one. Hopefully we can get some good wins out of that just in time for Christmas. But I'm expecting there's likely to be hopefully a pick me up in November for the sales, in terms of, you know, Black Friday and all that kind of stuff. But you know, people are really going to start to want to buy and really get all those Christmas presents. So hopefully, and you know, I'm getting married next month, and you know, we'll be moving into a house and all these different things. There's lots going on, and then, you know, I go to the Philippines in early December. So lots of moving pieces, lots to be done, exciting times, wouldn't change it for the world. And you know, I just want to remind people before we get into the financials that, you know, I did speak earlier this week around, you know, people that are challenging me, keeping me honest, but also the people that, you know, also doubt me and, you know, call, you know, saying that it's just not worth it. You know, I want to remind that I'm open for any conversation. I'm just not open for conversations where people are attacking me. And I get defensive with that stuff because it's, you know, what I'm building out, right? It's my business, my journey, my dream and my ambition. So I'm protecting that. But, you know, there are some valid points where people, you know, if you're talking about profits are low, I know profits are low. Like, you don't need to tell me. And I'm continuously working on getting that better. Not that I need to be accountable to anyone else, but I want people to realize that, you know, my priority is still not profit, right? And I know that sounds silly, but the priority is getting things right, getting the system working, and making sure that we have everything, you know, down to the dot, right? Working, because I continuously being able to get more and more opportunities. And when we get more and more opportunities, which is usually more of a volume, or sometimes it's a problem solve situation, I need to know how to do that. And to figure that out means either hiring more people, spending more money to, you know, get the process right, be it software, be it tools, be it shelving, be it, you know, better space and operation, whatever. And I will continue to do that if it is always going to turn out in a positive result. We have still landed in the green this month, even after all the expenses, even after all the additional overheads. We've still done it. Even with sales down, even with the volume down, we have still done it. Even with ASP down. And, you know, that's not a shout out to you guys saying, look at me. That's a shout out to myself saying, hey mate, you've done the hard work, keep doing it, don't give up, because, you know, things are sometimes out of your control, and you've done everything you can to control the situation and get yourself back into a positive position. So remember, I'm documenting my journey, and it is going to look different to everyone else's. I'm always open to ideas. I don't necessarily agree with all the ideas, and you got to be okay with that, and I've got to be okay that, you know, maybe when people do give me ideas that I don't have to follow them. But hey, I've had some great ideas from some people which we've had conversations, and it's changed my business numerous times. So you know who that is, and you know who you are, so I appreciate you. All right, let's get into the financials. I'm just going to reset the camera just because it times out after 6 minutes. All right, so where did we land financially for the month? Now, obviously, some of this will get slightly adjusted simply because I don't get my fee summary until, it doesn't come till like day 3, day 4, business day of the month. But so this is all estimated and based on the numbers I'm seeing at the moment, which I'm still pretty happy with. And we're not even at the end of the day yet. Like, it's 4:46. And obviously we still got a little bit more to come through today as well. But let's talk about the week. At the moment, we're on track to probably land at about $10,000 for the week. We've done really well. Oh, just getting a call from Carla. Give me a second. All right, I'm back. Yeah, so Carla just finished her appointment. So I was just telling you that, well, she called me to say she's done, and now I'm just going to pick her up, of course. So yeah, we're probably expected to land on maybe about 10,000 for the week. So we'll see where that goes. Now, obviously today is also the end of October, so, you know, that's what I was talking about with the month. I'm pretty happy with this, and we'll probably still have a little bit more come through. We'll probably get another $300, I think. We're sitting on, I actually took a screenshot and just saved it on my phone. I can see it in the corner here. We're sitting on $42,860 or something. I'll put up on screen where we landed. It's probably going to be close to, we might even get to 43,000. See how the day goes for the rest of it. But we've done that, and then profit-wise, at the time of me seeing this, we've done $3,730 in profit. So not quite 10%. We're probably sitting about 8% somewhere there, and I'm happy with that. Like, all things considered, like, my average net is usually between 4,000 and 5,000 averages out every month. And that's all the money I need at this point to meet my goals and lifestyle at this point in time. And sometimes if it doesn't hit it, that's okay. And we build it out and we buckle down and we keep figuring it out. But we've done it. I'm super happy with that. Ain't high, but it ain't that low either. I mean, sure, I always want more profit, but I think people continue to forget that I'm not here to be making the big profits at this point in time. It's really getting everything set up, ready to rumble continuously. We've had months where we've done the 14,000 net profit, and that was really good, and I was rewarded for that. But at the same time, I took that and then I went and spent it and hired Dion, and now Dion's enabling the business to go further and further. And I think people, there was someone that, I can't remember what it was, asking about, how does my, I think it was actually not even on YouTube, someone asked, how does my, how much do I make from my staff? And at the moment, they're sitting at about it jumps between 2.78 and 3.48 return on investment, meaning for every dollar that I spend on my team, they're making me basically, on average, about $3 in return, which is where the sweet spot is. Ideally, I want that closer to 5. We're not there yet, but I'm very, very satisfied with that number because it's a really good metric to be tracking to. That's based on not just the revenue opportunity, but actually the profit. Let me say that again. Not just necessarily the revenue opportunity that they create, but the actual revenue that they've generated from the items that they've sold, in terms of that they've listed and be responsible for, like photoed and whatnot. Whereas you got to remember, they're also doing other activities, whether it's sorting stock, processing stock, cleaning things, Dion does the shipping, does the postage. So all of those things are taken into account. So with all those numbers, I can't really complain. Anyway, that's it from me. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been in the chat, in the comments, and leaving questions, leaving conversation starters. I do appreciate it. Open to it. Just remember to be kind, and if you have ideas, let's talk about it. Don't tell me how to run my business. Talk to me, give me suggestions, and I'm happy to have an open dialogue about it. But I'll just leave it there. I'll go on about this for ages. Appreciate you all, team. We'll be back here again next week. I'm not sure what I'll document on the whatnot side of things. It is a consignment deal for someone else, so I'm just probably making 50, 100 bucks. I don't know. I'm really just doing it for a friend. So it's not really relevant to the business in this case. I'm just helping them out, move some stuff, and I'll just get some quick dollars off the top. But yeah, maybe I'll see you in the morning. Anyway, otherwise, I'll see you next week and we'll do it all again. Ciao!